What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have some awesome battles. A legend run here by Purple Kyogre PvP, a fellow content creator. So shout out to him. You guys can go check out his channel, link down in the description, and be sure to subscribe. But we have Charjabug, Palossand, and Carbink. Now, I know a lot of you are looking at the Carbink going, that's the only reason why he was able to win. I'll be honest, firstly, Purple Kyogre is skilled, extremely skilled, and secondly, I saw a little brief few battles here before doing the Shoutcast, and Palossand absolutely pops off. I hope you guys enjoy. This is that new Pokemon, Mudshot, Scorching Sands, and Shadow Ball. Very, very strong, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, getting into the first battle, we have Charjabug versus Shadow Scizor on the lead. Now, Shadow Scizor never gets any play anywhere, like rarely, but it shines in this meta and you just love to see it. Now, unfortunately for Charjabug here, these Night Slashes are going to do a decent amount of damage, but this is the dangerous thing, is the opponent decided to swap out into Toxapex, and in comes the Palossand, and you guys are about to see, remember, Mudshot as the fast move, high energy gain, right? Same with Swampert and Galarian Stunfisk. Scorching Sands as well, a beautiful new charge move this season, does a good amount of damage there to the Toxapex, and they have an opportunity to potentially farm down with Mudshot, depending, yeah, they can definitely farm down with Mudshot, but they're going to go ahead and probably shield the Brine right here, and then commit to that farm down. And then on the back end, they have Shadow Ball and Scorching Sand, basically maxed out on energy right here, which is huge. Sandcastle looking incredibly strong, as we do see Wormadam, Trash Cloak come in. There are different variants. Trash Cloak is the one you guys want to be using, as we do see a counter swap back into Charjabug now, looking to go for the discharge, as they do have a good amount of energy, and the opponent swaps back into Shadow Scizor, and this is just going to be a good game, unfortunately for them. The combination of Charjabug and Palossand here is putting in a ton of work, but there is still a Carbink that the opponent has to get through, as we will see the Charjabug go down to Confusion, but Carbink is just going to come in and close it out, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving into the next one, we have Charjabug versus Guzzlord on the lead. So this is a pretty good matchup for the X-Scissor right here, as it will be doing super effective damage. So Guzzlord's going to have to be shielding, and the Charjabug doesn't necessarily have to shield a charge move here yet from Guzzlord. Dragon Claw, as we saw right there, not enough damage, but here comes the back-to-back X-Scissors again, putting huge pressure now on the Guzzlord. Let's see if they shield. There goes shield number one, and the back-to-back right now. This is going to near one-shot, right? This is a lot of super effective damage, as the second one does get shield number two. So things are looking very good, as they can safely come in with Carbink right now. I know they didn't win lead, right? But getting a 2-0 shield advantage in a situation like this, where you have Palossand and Carbink on the back end, and Carbink in this situation doesn't need to shield. Crunch and Dragon Claw are heavily resisted because of the fairy typing and the bulk that we have here on this Pokemon. So they're going to go ahead and no shield in the next Crunch. They did get the defense drop though, and we see a counter swap into Toxapex, so Palossand is going to go ahead and come in and put in some work. We've seen what it can do against the Toxapex, as Scorching Sand does roughly about 50% HP, maybe a bit more. Yeah, about 50% right there. They got the attack drop as well. And this is going to be the tough call for them. They decide to no-shield this Brine, and then we'll have to see if they decide to go for energy or throw the charge move here. Looks like they're going for the energy play, so we will see a shield be given up on this next Brine, and this is very good, right? With that Ghost and Ground typing here, they heavily resist the poison jabs, and they can easily overload, making sure they have back-to-back Scorching Sands, because the Guzzlord coming back in can get hit with the super effective, or not the super effective, but the neutral charge move right here. Sorry, I said super effective because it just popped up on the screen. But Scorching Sands, boom, down it goes. And the final Pokemon is a shiny Dragalge. Wow, but Scorching Sands doesn't care if you're shiny or not. It's absolutely sweeping this team. Down went the Toxapex, down went the Guzzlord, boom! Boom! Nearly down goes the Dragalge. And once again, Carbink is just going to come in and just fart one little rock out real quick. Boop! Maybe two. There we go. Good game. All right. Moving into the next one, we have Chargebug versus Azumarill in the lead. Very good lead right here. Let's see how the opponent decides to adjust. They're deciding to stay in. So now you got to start thinking about what could be in the back. And it's typically, if it's a water on the lead, it's typically going to be a potential flyer, right? Think about Mandibuzz or Golbat. That's what I would be thinking right here. So Carbink, obviously, very positive matchup against that if it is in fact in the back. And this is an opportunity now for Chargebug to give up one shield, as it will be the Hydro Pump, and look to nearly farm down. I don't think they can do a full farm down. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and go for the X-Scissor right here. It's resisted, but the Azumarill is low enough where this should KO, and it does. Now, let's see what decides to come in. It's going to be the Wormadam Trash Cloak, which is totally fine. This is a great cover to Azumarill's weaknesses in this meta, that poison typing, sorry. As we see the counter swap into Palossand now, saving the Chargebug for whatever could potentially be in the back. My guess is going to be Golbat or Mandibuzz, but we shall see. Wormadam makes a good call, or not a good call, a good teammate as well for pairing with Azumarills, as we do see them shield the Scorching Sands, and they're going to go ahead and now go for a Shadow Ball here. This is going to do a bit more damage than Scorching Sand, and still neutral, as well as the opponent decides to double shield. Very interesting. What could be in the back? Maybe Toxapex now? Starting to think about it. They could come in with Carbink right here and just... actually, no. They're going to have to... Yeah, they got to come in with Chargebug. They got to watch out for the Iron Head from the Wormadam Trash Cloak as they shield the Bug Buzz, and then they can get to the Discharge in time. Hopefully this is enough neutral damage now to take out Wormadam Trash Cloak, as it does have a good amount of energy, which it does take it out. Final Pokemon is going to be Escavalier. Uh-oh. So Escavalier, a very deadly Pokemon for this meta, but I don't think it's going to be able to farm down Chargebug without... yeah, they're going to counter swap into Carbink instead, which is a good call here. The Escavalier can't win this game. Even though it has drill runs, it would have to throw 2 against Carbink, and then they would still get fast moved down by the Chargebug. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, moving into the next one, we have Chargebug versus Trevenant on the lead. Okay, let's see how they decide to play this out. The Chargebug can do some nice damage here with X-Scissor. As it does a good amount of... it's not going to one-shot, obviously. Maybe something like Bug Buzz would, or Mega Horn. But it's going to do enough where it forces a shield and the potential crunch, obviously, that Chargebug does have access to. So they're going to go ahead and look to the shield the Shadow Ball, as we will see them look to go for one more X-Scissor. Okay, they're overloading on energy. Hopefully... this is going to land. They definitely need to get some health away from this Trevenant, as they do decide to let it go, which is perfect. And now this charge move coming in, they could no shield, maybe come in with Carbink, but they're going to go ahead and give up the shield. It is going to be Shadow Ball number 2. So this is very dangerous. They're going to go ahead and go for the next X-Scissor. And this is just a back and forth. Who wants to take switch advantage? And it looks like Purple Kyogre is going to get it, as Toxapex does come in. They can easily go for Discharge now to land a lot of super effective damage. And honestly, this is a good setup for them, because they can align the... well, they decide to counter swap into Palossand anyways, and they draw out an Azumarill. So this is kind of a tough situation, because depending on the moveset on this Azumarill, if it has Hydro Pump, things are not looking good. Now, Scorching Sands... Does it get it does do a decent amount of damage, but again, if this is Hydro Pump, I think it's over, because Carbink's going to go down as well. No, it's just an Ice Beam. That's huge. They're able to survive and get off the Shadow Ball here for neutral damage, so that means this could be Ice Beam and Play Rough, which gives a massive door for Carbink to potentially win this game. They're going to go ahead and come in with Chargebug to try to force the final energy now from Azumarill. And then let's see what the Carbink can do in the no-shield situation. It's going to go ahead and farm down We do see the Toxapex come back in, but Toxapex behind on health. And in situations like this, even though it is going to be able to do super effective damage with Brine, it's not that much. And a double Rock Slide, I think, is going to be taking it here, as the Toxapex won't be able to get to 3 Brines, I don't think, in time. So there's 2, and looks like, oh, this is going to be close. They're going to go ahead and go for the back-to-back Rock Slide now. Azumarill as well, remember, just used all its energy, so I don't think the, even if the Azumarill does get to an Ice Beam, I don't think that's going to be enough to KO. So the bulk here on Carbink coming through, as it will be able to knock out the Toxapex, and then Azumarill in the back is going to go down to fast moves, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, moving into the next one, we have Chargebug versus Nidoqueen on the lead. So a very tough lead right here, and kind of a tough core breaker as well, just because of the Carbink in the back. So they're forced to stay in situations where you are core broken. You got to kind of take what is your best option here, and the Chargebug can do a bit better against the Nidoqueen than the Carbink can, right? So they're going to go ahead and stay in with Chargebug, look to no shield, as well as a Poison Fang will land, as we will see another X-Scissor come through. They're just trying to do as much chip damage as possible, and then look to come in with Palossand and load up on energy, as I don't think they'll be able to get to 3. Maybe they do. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, with 1 HP in a dream, the Chargebug is able to get to the X-Scissor right here, which is crucial, as it gets the Nidoqueen low enough for Palossand to come in, as the Zweilous safe swaps in, and the Carbink is going to go ahead and lock that down, resisting Dragon Breath, Body Slam, and Dark Pulse here. This poor 2-headed dragon is going to face off against a rock with floating ears. A floating rock with ears. Yeah. Zweilous, good luck with this one, as Rock Slide now going to be coming through for some neutral damage. Probably going to be no shielding as well. There's really no point to be shielding on a Zweilous in this kind of situation. And hopefully the Carbink can handle the Nidoqueen as well, because remember, it's very, very low, but it does have some energy. So we'll have to see how that plays out. We'll also have to see what the final Pokemon is. Nidoqueen does come in as expected. And is this going to be an Earth Power or Poison Fang? They're going to let it go. It is just going to be a Poison Fang, so they're going to counter swap back into Palossand, and in comes the Guzzlord. We kind of saw this coming. It is going to be a double Dark and Dragon backline with that Nidoqueen lead, but Palossand right here can put a lot of pressure down with Scorching Sands, as we do see a shield given up. And this is now the tough question. Is it going to be Crunch, or is it going to be Dragon Claw? They're going to go ahead and shield. It is just going to be the Dragon Claw, as they can now get to, oh, unfortunately, here comes another one. I think they can survive, though. So, oh, they decide to double shield. It is going to be another Dragon Claw, maybe looking to delay that switch clock as they go for the Scorching Sands here. This isn't enough to KO the Guzzlord, but it is enough to do a decent amount of damage, where this one might be able to KO Palossand, able to come in clutch, as we will see them counter swap now into the Carbink before getting farmed down, and in comes the Rock Slide here to KO. Nidoqueen as well doesn't have a lot of energy. I think the Carbink is going to be taking this one with Rock Throws to the face, as Nidoqueen does have a charge move. Uh-oh. Let's see. It's going to be, oh, it's the Earth Power. Boom! Down goes the, oh, the fast move. Oh, simultaneous KO! I forgot about the Palossand. That was extremely close. Good game. All right. I think that was the final battle. I think it was one set, their final set here, going, I think that's a 4. Yeah, it's a 4-1. That was a very close end game. So huge congrats to Purple Kyogre. This was a very cool team. We do have the Chargebug, the Palossand, and the Carbink there. Very, very cool. And I like the creativity from it, as they do hit legend. So huge congrats. Again, be sure to go check out his channel. He does live stream on Twitch as well. So go subscribe, go follow. And hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.